Hi, my name is Pedro Torres-Basanta, and this video is made in the context of APS-1049, Management Consulting for Engineers. In this video, I will be critiquing the case that was performed with my team number 2, as part of the CR1 Critical Review assignment for this year's course. So let's get into it.
In this first section, we will discuss the strengths and weaknesses of the identification and assumptions that were made when defining the problem. First of all, regarding the identification of the problem, I believe that I did a great job at introducing the issue and the problem, which is the lack of innovation within the industry and what clients and contractors have done to implement innovation diffusion throughout the years. So I started by introducing the critical review paper with one sentence that I was hoping would attract readers into further reading this paper. This sentence is Toronto's construction industry is booming. This obviously is backed up by a newspaper which showed the evidence related to the fact that Toronto specifically was the city in North America with the most active cranes throughout the year of 2019. Moreover, I presented a question which was what type of innovation within the construction industry will provide clients and contractors with the best value. This question was the main focus of my critical review paper, and I truthfully wanted to research and find throughout research papers and news articles how construction contractors and construction managers, as well as clients, have done throughout the years to raise the level of competition, raise the level of innovation, and provide better results. So I then went on to describe the way that the paper was structured, and I did so by doing a chronological review of innovation diffusion throughout the years. I then went on to describe the assumptions that I made. These assumptions were not the most precise ones for the following reasons. Even though I did explain my own personal assumptions in the context of this paper, which was the fact that I was studying a construction environment that was safe and that was stable, such as North America and Toronto specifically. However, I did not precise nor explore the assumptions that were made by the authors of the research papers that I used, and I believe that this would have been extremely beneficial in the context of this review. So for that reason, I gave myself a level 2.5 in the assumptions, but a level 4 on the identification.
So I will be critiquing this paper according to the matrix that was provided as part of the rubric. So overall, before we get started, I would want to say that I am very happy with the team's effort on this paper. I think that we thoroughly utilized the table that was provided to us with the rubric and the requirements for this assignment, and therefore tried to follow every single point to the T, and really met the purpose and the objective of this paper. So without further ado, as part of a problem issue topic, I believe that the problem was very thoroughly identified through sections 1 and 2, background and problem statement, and then they were further considered and explained throughout the paper. When it comes to the assumptions, I think that our team did a very thorough job in explaining the assumptions right from the beginning in the problem statement, as well as throughout each of the subsections and the analysis subtasks, by explicitly showing the assumptions that were made and taken as part of this work. Therefore, I have put myself a level 4 for the identification and the assumption. When it comes to the methods, I think that my team did a great job at sequencing the methodology and ensuring that we followed the proper steps associated with how to go about solving a case study, and I therefore put ourselves a level 4. When it comes to the alternate points of view, I think that even though we did consider multiple ways of approaching the problem, we could have been more specific and innovative in how to integrate those different points of view. On the other hand, I think that because this is a case study analysis for management consulting case, there is an expectation, which is what we went for and what we met. But I do understand that there could have been a higher effort made towards understanding and approaching alternate points of view. Therefore, put ourselves 3. When it comes to the credibility of the resources used, I really am confident that a level 4 is representative of the work that we did. We utilized timely resources and resources that are applicable to the case study, not only in Canada but all throughout the world, and that we did a thorough analysis of those resources and that we utilized them not only for the first sections of the paper but all throughout. So I am confident that this section deserves a level 4. When it comes to the limitations, even though we did provide a full section regarding potential risks and limitations, I believe that there could have been more items considered as part of this section. And therefore, even though we did consider them and we did provide a good list, I believe that they could have been integrated as part of the full paper and not just at the end. And for that reason, I put myself a level 3. When it comes to the integration, I put the team a level 4 because the ideas that were presented as part of the paper were presented in a cohesive way and provided a full argument throughout the entire paper. I feel like this paper, if it had been done as part of an actual case study in a management consulting application, would have been great success, just because we did transform our ideas into the proper solutions and we considered all of the aspects that were potentially affecting the final result in a proper way. Therefore, I put myself a level 4. Finally, when it comes to the conclusions and the solutions, even though we have a very short section 6 associated with conclusion and final recommendations, I feel like they are straight to the point and that they provide all of the necessary information, including the assumptions, including our analysis, and including our conclusion and results, as well as a consideration for the limitations. The perspective is provided in a priority order and therefore meets and exceeds the expectations associated with the section of conclusions. Therefore, I put ourselves a level 4. When it comes to the creativity, I think that this is an area where we could have improved a little bit more. I think that due to the nature of the assignment, which is a case study in management consulting, there are some clear boundaries that are provided, but there's also some room for innovation and creativity, and I think that we did not capitalize on it. Therefore, I put us at a level 2. Finally, when it comes to the communication and the risk taken associated with it, I think that we were pretty standard. I think that we did a great job at the report that we did and that there's great flow between all the different sequences. However, I think that we did not take high levels of risks and that we stayed in a pretty safe zone in which we were comfortable providing the results of our study. Therefore, I think that we did a great job at what we did, but we did not take new levels of risks, and that's why we deserve a level 3. So this concludes the review of the case study for management consulting application as part of APS-1049. My name is Pedro. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.